So I had a question for you because I'm trying to get more involved. I'm trying to learn more about different drivers. You help a lot with your explanations, So it really helps listening to you. I feel like it's like the Make Me Smarter podcast kind of deal.
Okay.
Where it makes me kind of sound like I kind of know what's going on in the sprint car world, even though I'm kind of new,
Okay.
So there's this girl. Her name's Mariah E.
Mariah E.
Yeah. She's coming up. She's out of Clovis, California. What's your thoughts on her? Like, because I like her Instagram. I feel like she could be like a Haley Deegan type to where, like, you can get a lot of dudes, like, following her and shit because she's kind of cute. But I question it because I don't know how old she is, so I don't want to say something, and
So, I didn't, when I met Mariah E., I didn't look at her as a sexually attractive person. She was a kid. I met her at Cycle Land in California on the Kyle Larson showcase night. Kyle Larson was there running outlaw carts. And Mariah E. outran Kyle Larson almost. Very close. When I saw that, I mentioned it on my shows. This was probably 5-6 years ago. And I was like, holy shit, if this chick can outrun Kyle Larson potentially in an outlaw cart, then she could potentially do that in any sort of competition. I got on the Mariah E. bandwagon. She got some opportunities in midgets and other areas of the world, and she's flopped every fucking. I'm just being honest. Every time.
So it's like a Haley Deegan type. So it's like with like most girls.
No, I mean, because I think she's better than Haley Deegan. I don't think Haley Deegan's that good. If you put Mariah E. in any race car against Haley Deegan, I think she would beat her. I think Mariah E. is potentially better than Taylor Reimer. She's probably par with Kaylee Bryson. But then that's the issue. Kaylee Bryson got her ass handed to her when she got into a real sprint car by people who are working out of the back of a dually, guys. So it's like, how good are these girls? I know we want a female driver to be Aaron Crocker, which is potentially, in my opinion, the best female racer we've ever seen, which is a World Outlaw winner. We want these girls to be that good because we want this appeal. We need a female representative who's really good. And the sprint car racing world has that. The late model world doesn't. When I was in Australia, there was a girl named Veronica Mccan, who is one of the leaders of the Perth Motorplex now. She's in the advisory staff. I believe she still races as well. But when we had private conversations, she was all against this whole womanhood being a reason I should be able to be pushed in front of a man in line. A race car driver is a race car driver, and you're supposed to be rewarded based on what you do on the track. Don't matter what you got in between your legs. You're all under a fucking same helmet. And I believe the same thing. Now, I understand the importance of needing a female representative in dirt track racing, and I do think, potentially, we have a female representative that is extremely good. Do I think that's Kaylee Bryson? Do I think that's Taylor Reimer? Do I think that's Mariah E? No. I think there's potentially other female drivers out there.
A lot better on asphalt, though.
Yeah, but that's because she couldn't cut it on dirt. And the reason she couldn't cut it on dirt is because of the competition level we offer. When you get onto the asphalt world or onto the asphalt lanes of society or your road racing they're going to now, or even your ARCA or your trucks, you just bought your way out of a lot of competition. The good drivers can't afford to go there. Only the people who can't afford are there. You get what I'm saying?
100%.
Like they're buying
that girl, Victoria's Secret model. What's her name? Tony. Her name's that Tony girl.
Tony Brittinger or whatever. Series. She's horrible. She sucks.
Yeah, she's not a good driver. I've never seen her.
Neither is a lot of these female representatives. They're simply representing these people. They get behind them because they think that they're going to bring in this. It's fucking simp. It's a simp notion on a group of people. They don't want women to like them because they're really good. They want women to like them because they're a woman. It's just like the Bubba Wallace thing. Now, no disrespect to Bubba. I think he's better than most people give credit for. But NASCAR is using Bubba Wallace in hopes that black people will watch just because he represents them. It's not because he's really good. I'm just saying.
I think Rajah's going to bring more black people in.
Rajah's really good, man. Rajah's good.
Win.
I want to get behind somebody of diverse. That's let's just say this. I want to get behind somebody who's not a white dude who's really fucking badass. But I want to get behind somebody who's badass too. And I just see a lot of manipulation in these diversities. I see a lot of the manipulation behind just getting behind a girl because she's a girl, or getting behind a black guy because he's black. Fuck that. It needs to be we're getting behind this person because they're badass. And in motorsports, it's all about the money. So you got some women who are pushed away. You know, in my opinion, the best dirt track female racer I have seen personally in the last 10 years is Paige Poliak. Paige Poliak. Well, hold on. What was you going to say, Sean?
That's who I was going to say.
Paige Poliak is the best female racer racer. There ain't none of these women we're talking about right now, none of them can get out there on a racetrack and outrun Paige Poliak. None of them. Period. Maybe another girl named Morgan
personally
Turpin.
Don't know who she is.
Well, yeah, you don't know who she is. Why? Because they couldn't make money on her Instagram posts. She wasn't this.
True.
She isn't this hot fucking Instagram model. They don't want you to tune in and click in on these girls because they're fucking good. They want you to tune in and click in because of your dick. To be frank.
Yeah. They're trying to push this girl in the Arco West series last year. Her name was Danica Dart. And I swear to God, dude, I watched her wreck out in qualifying. There was no other cars around her, and she still would wreck out in qualifying.
What was she hot?
I can't say so. She's 16, so but
well, yeah,
one of those girls
they influenced that as well. Oh, they influenced that as well. It don't matter about age. This is why I always joked with Hailie Deegan. I was like, how can y'all tell me that Hailie Deegan is so fucking popular when she's 17, 18 years old? When I go to her comment sections, it's a majority of 45 to 65-year-old perverts saying, I love you, you're doing great.
I know I'm wearing a Hailie Deegan hat as we speak, but...
Well, I'm not saying you're a 45 to 65 pervert. I'm just saying... They're not making money in the rational, respectful way. Paige Poliak is a respectful woman driver to get behind. But they don't want you to get behind skill. They're wanting you to get behind something
Natalie
else.
Decker.
Unfortunately.
They want you to be a huge fan of Natalie Decker.
Oh, I bet I know why. I could show you some Snapchat groups and the shit that's posted about her. Oh, and Hailie. Oh God, I can't. I gotta stop talking, Sean.
Yeah,
I get into this behind the scenes access.
There's some leaked photos of Hailie.
I get into this. I'm not saying I've seen any nasty photos of anybody you or me are talking about. I'm just simply saying, you know, the angle for a female race car driver to be a star in dirt track or motorsports it's not being fairly represented when it comes to skill. The Chaz is all about how good you are. Fuck how much money you got, what you look like, your age, whatever. How good are you when you strap in and get into that fucking race car, and that's how you should be judged. And when it comes to this female and diversity topic, it is so murky. It is so manipulated. It is such a fucking lie. It is unbelievable. Because if this sport wanted to get behind a female race car driver who's good, not who's hot, not who's young and can attract you to like their photos, if you wanted to get behind a good female sprint car driver or race car driver, Paige Poliak's top of the heap right now that I've seen. And there's probably others that are
I'll have
good.
to give her a follow
IMC
on Instagram then.
IMCA Modifieds. You got Kelsey Foley. Kelsey Foley's a good fendered race car driver, but the fendered world's a little more traditional. They're 10 years or so behind the sprint car world as far as diversity inclusion. They're very the Jerry Springer triangle from southern Ohio to middle Tennessee to Georgia. I don't know if you've seen this on the Jerry Springer documentary. They talked about the backwoods kind of redneck, they're 40 years behind the rest of society. I think the late model world is extremely traditional, and a woman even being in the pits, much less going on the racetrack, in my opinion. But they're not pushing it like the sprint car world is. And unfortunately, in a patriarchal society that we are within, the patriarchy wants to reward visual appeal of a woman, because that's the only value of a female in the patriarchy is their glamour and their visual appearance. So I'm not like that. I like skill. I like ability. I think
Why can't we get a girl that's got both, you know? Like, if they want to do that so bad, why don't they just find, like, a girl that's hot and, like, actually, like, or, you know, like, there's a lot of money. If you guys got so much money, then you can always get plastic surgery and make these girls look however you want.
What you just said is possibly the most disgusting
later.
thing I've ever heard in my life.
It was a joke, dude, to be honest with you.
I hope it was.